I met a Gypsy.
How did when you did the Dakar stuff, like how did you feel with the speeds?
Well, we all were just riding stock 450 motocross bikes, to be fair.
Okay.
They all went there. They had like tests and stuff. It was like November time, and we all kind of arrived at the same time. They were there a week before the team arrived with the bikes and stuff like that. So we were literally all just riding bone stock 450 motocross bikes. It was so dangerous when you think of it. Like we're all just pinned in fifth, literally just looking at each other. Like it was so dangerous. But I mean, it was scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's times I remember I was following, me and Van Beveren were riding side by side, and there's a few cool tracks in Dubai which are like just like motocross tracks on steroids. There's one, it's like a 8 or 9 minute lap, and it's literally only 4th and 5th gear.
Oh.
And it's like whooped out, like couple of doubles, couple of like June doubles. It's like gnarly. I don't know if I posted it on YouTube or somewhere. Anyway, there's like Van Beveren put my GoPro on and followed me around it, and like I'm like flat out on the bike as fast as it would go down this like straight, and like as fast as it go, but I'm like thinking about it, staring at it, like really having to work hard to go this fast. And he's like just pulls alongside us, and he's like looking at us, like, and he's just so chilled. And like I was riding with Toby a little bit, and he's just exactly the same, like just stood up, and then I'm like going pretty similar speed. I could tell we're all going fast, but they're just chilled, like, yeah, it's good in it now, pretty good. And I'm just like, oh, you guys are gnarly. But it was cool. Like I did really enjoy it, to be honest. It was all new. First time I'd ever ridden like dunes or anything like that. But it was cool. Like again, it wasn't. I'm not stupid. It wasn't anything like particularly replicable to the Dakar. I know there's 100 more variables go into it, but at the same time, I did enjoy it, and it was. I think I just quite enjoy like learning stuff as well. Like that's why I really like got into riding, like enjoy riding motocross, because probably 2018, the final round of that World Enduro Super Series was a beach race, was Red Bull Knockout. And like before that, I spent quite a bit of time, like did some testing of the fact we had like proper beach race bikes, which is like what the guys race Letuke on, like with long swinging arms, 6-speed gearbox, big tanks. So I did some testing to get that bike set up, and Nathan Watson was riding for KTM then, and he was obviously like the man on the beach, and he was working with a guy called Toff, who was like kind of a team coach. He knew, like, was been around beach races a while, classic enduro a while, so he was like just kind of the go-to guy, the helper guy for races and stuff like that. And so I worked like pretty hard with him and on technique and stuff like that, and like really got into that, and was really enjoying that kind of stuff, and the beach side of stuff. So if I hadn't broke my leg, I'd have probably done the 2K that year, just because I'd obviously done knockout. I did pretty good. I think I was 12th at knockout. For a 12s guy, I was pretty happy with that. Like the rest of the extreme guys and enduro guys were a bit further back and stuff like that. But I did thoroughly enjoy like kind of all that experience and figuring that out and learning that. And then I think it is just, I just enjoy learning and getting and really seeing improvements. Whereas, you know, like when I ride extreme enduro and stuff, we're kind of pushing the limits and the boundaries of what to do and what's possible and stuff like that. Whereas I go to a motocross track and I know
there's
like
a lot of learning that can still
there's
happen.
like basics and like foundations where, okay, you get your foot on the peg early so you can put weight down, you're going to get more grip exiting this corner, you can stand up earlier so you can hit this whoop section, or you can hit this rough patch faster, like brake earlier, you can set up for the corner, you're going to hit this corner fast. Like there's so much stuff which I can pick up on myself, and I can like see improvements and learn from. I just, you know, like really enjoy it. Even just stupid stuff like whipping or jumping and stuff like that. Like I watch Tommy, if he wants to throw a big one off the big jump here at Ed's, and I'm just like, fuck me, like what the fuck? Like, that's probably one of the only things, to be fair. More stuff now, I watch the guys, the real fast guys, corner wise, like more stuff where I can comprehend that, I can get my head around what they're doing there. But then I watch Tommy like sit down and just throw a big one off the big jump, and I'm just like,
one.
I'm just starting to sit down off the takeoff of this jump. Like, it's big, and I've mainly just been riding it on an enduro bike. I haven't had a motocross bike last year, just how it worked out. But anyway, that didn't really matter too much. But I've just kind of started to get comfortable sitting down off the takeoff. Like, before, I was just only stood up and like I get a little bit of a crank. But like, to think, and he sits down off it and he just gets so cranked, and then like I'll. If I follow him pretty closely, I can like hit the same line, and I can feel, you know, like when you hit the takeoff and like you feel the back, you just know you're gonna go, your back end's gonna step quite far out, just the feeling off the takeoff. And mine's like not even a third of how big he's thrown it. I'm just like, I that's one of the things I struggle to comprehend, like the feeling he's getting up that takeoff when he's just fully sat in for a big one, and he can just do it.
How slow they're going. To like, so Berriman, when Berriman hits like a freestyle ramp and cranks like a big one, he's like, like just from the bottom of the ramp, it's just cracked wide open, and it's just like the commitment level to go that slow 5 feet before a 75-foot jump is like he's, you know, like jogging pace, like a slow jog at the bottom of this ramp, and it's like I can't fucking whip at all. Like I'm not there. But like the commitment level that those guys have to even just go that slow at a jump and know that they're still gonna make it, like it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it is so sick. I really do enjoy, like, not that that side of it really benefits my racing or anything like that. That is not going to make me win Erzberg, but I just so enjoy like trying to figure it out. And like for a trials guy, I think I'm doing pretty good, like on the whip front. Like certain jumps I can go not bad, like, and if you stood in the right place it can look really good. But that's like, I just enjoy learning it and figuring it out. And like Ed and Tommy will just be stood there like, what are you doing? Like I'll be landing sideways, and because now if I lean a bit more, I'm starting to scrub so much speed off it. So then if I try and do a big one, I always come short because I can't. Yeah. I'll hit the jump in a moto, same speed, no problem, every time. I'll then try and throw a big one and it'll scrub so much speed, I'll not be going anywhere near fast enough. So then I'll be like knuckle bounce, like landing sideways, knuckle bouncing it, and they're just like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, it's fun. Like I'm honestly just having the best day ever trying to figure this out. And then I'll get one that's pretty good and they'll have give up watching us. They'll just be stood there just in case anything goes wrong, but they're not even watching us anymore. But to Tommy, it's just like, this is boring. He'd throw one big one and go, I've had enough for the day. And I'm just like, nah, this is so fun. I'm honestly enjoying myself so much here trying to figure this out. And I'll feel like I'll go a little bit more like the end of last year when I was riding here and I started to sit down off the takeoff, and I'd be doing it a few times, and then I'd get it in a moto like most laps, and I'm just so buzzing with myself, and I'm just like straight airing it, like not even getting anything like cool whatsoever, but I just fucking sat down off that takeoff every lap, and I'm just little wins that you have with yourself. I just find it so cool.
Nah, I'm all there with you, and like I mean I say it on here all the time, but like to me, the fun of riding is just like trying to get better. Like I'm not the guy that goes out and like, fuck, I don't even know what other people ride for if they're not trying to improve, and you know, like, cause that to me is just like kind of the
or just try something new as well. Like whether it be, I don't know, some stupid like no-hander to stoppy landing or something like that, or just whatever. Like, I don't know. There's always something that whether it be beneficial to my racing or what, I'll arrive to the track like in the back of my mind, whether I tell someone or not, like I want to try this today. Like I have somewhat of a goal. Most of the time, in fact, it's not beneficial. It's just something stupid. So it's better that I don't tell anyone and I just try it without them telling us not to do it.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.